Hi, this is Adam with Small Town Machine Shop, and today we're going to cut the risers, or the feet rather, for the HBM. So out there's the I-beam we're going to use. Now, I got too much stuff in my driveway to bring this in sideways. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift it up. We'll get the super handy 1,000-pound hydraulic Harbor Freight lift cart out there. We'll lift her up with the forklift, scooty puff this in there, kind of pull it on there, and bring it in with this. And that will actually lift high enough to feed it into the Johnson bandsaw. And what we're going to do is here are the feet for the mill. So I want to bring the bar out far enough to where all the paddles sit on it, but that it won't make an additional tripping hazard, especially like the one right there. So I'll take some more measurements when we get closer, but probably have it stick out probably 3 inches both ways. That'll also help spread the weight, because this is just a 4-inch pad. And this particular panel is sharing the weight with Big Blue there. And that lathe weighs 14,000 pounds. And this milling machine, this HBM, also weighs in that ballpark, or probably slightly heavier. There's a lot of weight right here. So I'm going to, especially because the tail end of the lathe, the feet are right there. I need to put the feet back underneath it. I moved it 4 inches the other day to get it more in line. So, okay, let me set you up. We'll get that beam in here and start cutting. I'll bring you back. Okay, so you guys can kind of watch the action. I'm going to fire up the forklift. Lift it up. You shouldn't operate your forklift when you're not on it. I have the parking brake tightened as tight as it will go, and the back tires are blocked. That forklift is going nowhere. So I'll fire it up, lift this up a little bit. I got the tipping point this R side of it, so I can probably lift it up one hand and get the card underneath it, and we'll bring it in. There we go. The beam is in the shop. Okay, so get it fed in there. The Harbor Freight cart is awesome in this regards. So a few things to be mindful of when you're cutting beam like this in a bandsaw. The bigger it is, the easier on the blade, because this, when the inner part can be really thin, that's really hard on a blade. It's easy to chip a tooth on a bandsaw blade cutting really thin stuff vertically. So we shouldn't have any problem with this. And another thing, this is long. This is, I think, about 16 feet. And we're feeding it off of a pivot point. The cart will roll. When we cut off a hunk of this, one end is going to be heavier than the other. So be mindful of tipping points and stuff like that. So I'm going to put my distance I'm going to cut out of the saw blade, and then I'll reposition the cart to where it'll be centered on what's, or close to as center as possible, to what the remaining piece will be. That way we don't cut it and have this tip and damage the saw blade. You know, just, we don't want that to happen. Just a few things to be mindful of. So let me take some measurements. I moved my blade guide over. Let's get to cutting. Okay, ready to cut. I move the cart back. C-clamp this to the bottom of there. That way this doesn't just drop off. Actually loaned my outfeed table to someone. So I got the big old C-clamp going on there. We're ready to start cutting. Cutting away nicely. I do need to get a coolant pump going for this. It's on my to-do list. Making really quick work of it. Okay, we got the two cut for the that guy and that guy. So now I need to find a way to measure these back two. Get back to it. I had a blade guide come loose on this, so I had to mess with it for a bit. Now it's all Loctite in and good to go. The beam is getting shorter. Okay, I'll bring it back. Okay, got all 4 beams cut. You guys are wondering what I was spraying. This clean lube stuff. I need to get a cooling setup on the saw. This stuff sprays on really light. It dries real quick and it cools. It doesn't seem to make the chips stick to the blade, so I use it a lot on the bandsaw. I'm cutting really narrow stuff like that, and I was feeding it slow because I have like 2 sections where there's a couple teeth missing, so when it hits narrow stuff like that, it starts going da-da, da-da. So I was taking it easy just to get it done. So in the next video, I'll clean these up and box them in. If I ever have a problem, like let's say, because these are going to go lengthwise, and you know, the floor is really flat right here, but if one of these starts hovering, I can always split these, and, you know, still have the weight, but they'll be 2 separate pieces, if that makes sense to you. And if I have any vibration issues too, I could even weld a little piece of square tubing between them all, kind of make like a platform it's sitting on. We'll see. We'll just have to adapt it how it goes. But I think I am going to box them in. That's why I have them out, you know, clean them up real quick. Not go overboard cleaning them, but just get them clean. Yep, one step closer to getting this machine going. I went today and bought all the power cord and everything, so hopefully by this weekend we start doing some quick way cleanup and stuff like that and get her all fired up. This is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.